was a flood car from the last hurricane that we had. You can see the water line. The clutch is stuck. Didn't get water in here, but this is pretty typical. All this foam disintegrates. This is what it should look like. Take a look, see what kind of rust we see underneath. You guys up north probably see this is probably just a normal car to you guys. We just don't have this problem down here in Florida. Everything is super duper clean.
That's probably why he couldn't get his seats out. He said the bolt was just turning in the floor.
First look at getting the transmission off, which was quite a chore. It was stuck on these alignment pins right here, the dowels, and as you see how rusty this is, see where the salt water came in.
It's way up there.
Oh wow. Yikes, there is a line. It's just a lot higher than I expected. Yeah. That's the two dowels right there. We were prying on those and putting blaster on there. They were locking up. This was locking up here. You can see a little bit of rust on the end of the snout right there. There, you could get a pair of those from Harbor Freight.
That's as high as the water line.
They were 49 bucks for a pair. I bought several pairs, and that will go up probably.
That's way higher than the water line in the transmission.
Probably stuck to the flywheel in it. The cover is coming off.
Yeah, I think the other half is just stuck.
Came off easier than I thought.
Yeah, but it's no good.
That is out dark. The diff fluid is, it doesn't have any water to it, but definitely dark. Look at it, literally stains the plastic there. Looks better than the diff. You can actually see through it, look. Alright, last thing, all the fluids are now up to spec. We're still waiting on the harness. We did order it. It's coming. It's the last harness we could find. Reminds me of me, cars and coffee morning when I used to pull my Z06 out. I used to push it halfway out into the street and then start it so I didn't wake up the baby. So we're gonna have a little bit of water come out. We got most of it out. We did jack it up and pour a lot of it out as well, but it's still kind of collecting in there. Let's see if it blows some out. Oh yeah. Looked like it threw up just lightly. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get warm and run it. So if you want to put some braking miles on that clutch. Yes. Can't believe there's that much water still left in it. Clutch is perfect, everything is good, but just to give you an idea, this car isn't lowered at all. And this is how much room you have before you get water in your car. And it does all kinds of damage. As you see, this car, the water was up to here. I showed you on the wheels and the water line how much water went in the wheels. I pulled the wheels off, water came out. It was in the transmission, and of course it's in the floor. The problem is all the wiring that's on the floor is what got corroded, and it's salt water. You can actually see the water line right here. It's really distinctive. You can see it all the way across there, all the way across the door panel. You see where the water went, and it sat there. Well, it didn't get into the ECU. There is the ECU right there, and the plugs and everything are about 3 inches higher. That is the corrosion that's going on in there. This wire, it fell off. If I start touching these wires, they'll do the same too, and then it'll stop running or the lights will quit. Anyway, most of this was from storm surge, which is essentially the wind blowing the ocean on the land. The salt is the worst that you can do. If it was fresh water, it would suck, but it wouldn't corrode things quite as bad. Customer dropped this off. We are doing a steering angle sensor, all the fluids, and getting rid of these coilovers. These are like a no-name coilover from, wow, look at that.
They're Chinesian.
Anyway, these have been on there that don't look good, that don't ride good. They super squatted at one end, they rattle. Anyway, we're taking these off and putting OE stuff back on there. with lowering springs. Engine oil change, trans diff, brake fluid, clutch fluid, check the serpentine belt. Hi Esther.
Hi.
And that's it. I think that's what I said.
Talk about?
Let's put you on the spot. Let's put you on the spot.
February.
You love it when you walk out and I just grab the camera and shove it in your
February 2025. That's what I want to talk about.
face. Okay, I'm down.
All right, let's do it.
Not talking about Valentine's Day already. I waited and got Christmas out of the way. Do you want to talk to me on camera or do you want to turn it off?
No, what do you want me to say?
I don't know.
It's just about somebody who wants to come in. I said, did you miss shift? And he said, no. And then I said, okay. And then I said, well, and he said, it's not driving. So, because he cut it off and he towed it back.
That one is definitely crushed in it.
Yes.
So if you buy the oil filter from us, you get a new crush washer. And if you don't buy it from us, buy your crush washer somewhere.
Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah, don't use it over and over and over. So everything else looks good under here. All right, everybody good?
We're good.
Good. Great.
Look at that in the background. Ooh. Proper way to set the suspension up is basically we got the car lowered onto jack stands so that the shock is compressed in its ride position, and then you lock all your control arms down. That way you're not over twisting the bushings, because if you was to lock it down with the arm in this angle, and then when you lower the car, you're actually twisting the rubber more than it should. So you want to try and lock it in the ride position. So next step here is of course the fluids, but there's a few extra little things that we do while we're in here. We call it the LHT TLC. We don't charge you for this, and we don't show it on camera. These are some of our secrets that we've learned over the years that makes the car better. It also makes it more noticeable when you drive it. It's one of those things I always say, you can't quite put your finger on it, but it's just better.
Me or you, whatever, I'll give it to her.
Should I do the boomerang like the cool kids?
Yeah, boomerang.
Whoa, I should just filmed it anyway. That's a goalpost.
I'm setting it up. Stance dumpster.
Stance. I say not mud stance, that's just called a little bit of camber. That's not stance.
Yeah.
Stance needs to be like...
The front ones are pretty heavy, so I just put them up there. I figured we'd do one each.
All right, well, I'll film, you film, all right?
All right.
Do it from the same spot. Let's see if you still got it.
Out here?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, gets heavy when you start to swing it, doesn't it?
Yeah, these are heavy.
Yeah, it looks promising until you let go. And then you realize you haven't quite got the distance.
No.
You wait for the blow-up valve to stop. There it is. All right, ready? There it is. All right, keep it going live. Gonna do it again. He was about here.
Out here?
Yeah, don't overdo it. Don't hurt yourself. Gotta work tomorrow.
Bad shoulder, too.
Oh, then now you tell me. Yes! You're like, I think I can do it this time. This is next. We did this already. We did springs on this. If you remember, we did Spoon Sport springs on this from the Civic Type R. He has adjustable ball joints. They're going on this car. Pretty simple install, but let's get it up in the air. We'll show you what this looks like. If you've never seen these before, these are the factory ones that, as you see, have a hole. These are a slot, so basically it has adjustability. Well, it comes with these cool little washers here that are essentially like a 3-position washer. So when this position's in here, it turns that slot into a hole. So that's basically where it would line up. Actually pretty clever. See how it centers that? Well, he's wanting these set up to be in the middle, so that's how we are doing it. Ball joint right here that you're so used to seeing. It's this ball joint up here. Very, very complicated looking linkage on the new Civics and Integra Type S. So right there, that has to come out. That pinch bolt comes out right there. Almost, I said this on my car before. This doesn't feel like a Honda at all. Feels very, very odd. And looks odd too, especially by the looks of the bolts. The bolts have that kind of a galvanized look. They look kind of like a GM bolt. Also a little Subaru-ish. Anyway, to do this, the caliper comes off, the rotor comes off, and the back end plate comes off to get to that ball joint. See where it is? While it pours rain outside, I'll show you this. This is some material dropped off from a friend of mine. Wants us to turn it into an X-pipe. He's pretty much designed it this way. I'll show you it right here. There it is, just finished it. So that kind of takes shape. You see it's an X-pipe. These are the 2 inlets right here. And then this is the outlet. One is going to go straight. One is going off to the side to go, I think, out the passenger side. But anyway, just finished that for him. He's going to pick it up tomorrow. Always try and get stuff done ahead of time so it doesn't hold somebody else up. Just want to look and see what this looks like. I know he's put some seats in it too. Let's show you the seats since the last time it was here. Recaro seats. How did they feel?
Really low.
Wow, you're super low in that car.
Yeah.
These are kind of a big car already.
I'm looking like into the dash. I wouldn't feel comfortable driving it.
I don't know if you heard the rain in the background, but it actually washed this car. I showed you this earlier, and it was almost like it was like dusty. Massive rainstorm. It actually washed it. So it's actually kind of cool and different looking at this lineup. So you guys are obviously watching our channel, so you're probably S2000 fans. But would you choose one of those over one of these? This one's still waiting for a harness. I won't finish the video yet. If you're watching, I want to show the end of this and show the harness and wait for him to pick that one up. You know, that TLC thing, we're running kind of low on these things and they're super hard to get, but this is one of those TLC things. I'm not even going to tell the customer about this, and I'm not going to charge him for it. I'm going to put it in, and it's one of those little things that when he drives it, he's going to go, wow, there's something better about the car, and I can't quite put my finger on it. And he's going to watch this video, and he's going to go, yes, that's what it is. Listen to this when I press the clutch. I've done a video on this in the past, right? Press it down, it's metal on metal. See right down there? Let me do a quick zoom. Ooh, metal on metal. So some people are like completely okay with that. I mean, that would drive me batty. If I bought a car and it did that, I'd immediately be trying to figure out, how do I get rid of that metal on metal feel? A new car doesn't feel like that. This is the answer right here. The amazing thing is these last for years, but when they fall apart, it's a job finding these things. We're finding these things from different countries, believe it or not. I'm doing this through the camera. You lay on the floor right here, you stick that in the hole, you give it a little bit of a push, and it should clip in right there. Listen to that. Listen to that. It's one of those things he's going to get in it, put his key in, press this down, and go, wow, everything feels just a little bit better. We did a few extra little things and just didn't tell it. That's the LHT TLC. This is a new segment. We're going to call it LHT News. This is where I can just tell you about what's going on. Roll the footage. Okay, so first thing, we have a cell phone for the shop. This is so when we do a job for you, we're going to give you the cell phone number. You can call us or text us and we can get back to you. When I do that dedicated video, I want to show you every phone holder I bought. I think I spent $300 on just things that hold the phone, and most of them suck. Every single one of them I found a problem with except one, and that's the one that we're going to offer. We're going to build our own bracket. It's not going to go like this on the dash like the present ones. So that will be hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully when that's all done. We are going to do a Black Friday sale, and it's not just going to be a Black Friday, it's going to be a Black Friday all week. We're going to try and get the stuff that we think that you want in your hands so you can go, wow, this is a really good piece. I want to be a dealer for these guys because I'm so impressed with their product. And I want to sell stuff that I want to use and I want to set for my car. And I want to sell it to you. I want to sell it as a service, so if you bring your car in, we can install these bushings. They're not urethane bushings. They don't squeak and they don't fall apart like some of the manufacturers that make those bushings. These are 20% stiffer than OEM and they're OEM quality. It looks nice and it handles nice. I want to use it for my car. My car is really, really mint, but I think it could definitely use some TLC underneath, and that's what I want to kind of showcase. The Hard Race bushings. Hard Race, the name right here. Thank you again, 78,000 subscribers. We are on our way to 100,000. I guess we'll be on our way to 100,000 since the first one, but anyway, thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Let's get back a few more little things, and then you're going to see the harness on this flip car. So I'm in Jeff's K24 EP3. We're actually going to our favorite place on a Thursday night, Quaker Steak, which, if you didn't know, we're doing a meet there December 21st, 5 till midnight. Jeff is going to drive my Type R just because I want him to go drive and see what he thinks. He's driven one before, but you know, it's always good to drive somebody else's car for perspective. You never know. You might say, yes, I have to have one. That car does look good from the outside. The profile is definitely nice shape. Just don't know if it should have a Type R badge on it. So this is Quaker Steak. This is where we're going to have our meet, December 21st. Check it out. Check our Facebook page and look out for videos. I'll give you more details as the event gets closer. December 21st. It's a Saturday. Make plans to be there. Could they have made this thing any longer? There's like 750 connectors going through the entire car. So I figured it would have been, you know, from here to say there, there'd be a connector. Nope, the whole entire thing. So essentially there's two harnesses in the whole car. Engine harness and this harness. So the entire car has to come apart. And at that point, we're gonna see actually how bad things are inside. George is in there, one seat is out. We're gonna get this seat out. And then we're gonna start seeing all the good stuff behind here. But essentially the whole entire car is coming apart to replace the harness. Just another reminder, buy yourself some jack stands. 2 sets of jack stands, 49 bucks. 100 bucks gets the car, I don't know, 10, 12 inches off the ground. That might be all it takes. Not to go through this, because these are expensive. Last one we could get, and the labor is going to be however long it takes to do it. So it's adding up, and it could be avoided. Just an FYI, PSA, whatever you want to call it. You see where it goes?
Yep, they're right here.
Is it just one plug or two?
There's two. This one should be unplugged in a second here, as long as it wants to come out. Yep, that one's out. We can only 2 plugs under the car, those 2 little ones.
Yeah, luckily they're not corroded.
No, if you anything.
They're
I
weather
pulled
pack
under
connectors,
here,
I think.
Anything I pulled apart under the car for, like when we did the clutch and stuff,
Yeah.
they have little rubber seals and stuff. I don't know if you can see it with the
Yeah, I
camera.
see it. It's like our injector plugs
Yeah.
and such.
And then I've actually kept these very nice.
Yeah.
Like anything I've unplugged, there's no corrosion in it or anything. It's designed to, you know,
It's
get
designed
water
to
on
be
it,
wet.
so-
Yeah, exactly. The ones that are in the car, those ones especially up front, I had a hard time. I kept soaking them in WD-40.
Yeah, they are not designed.
It's amazing they jam that much wire in a car. You've also got to look at it and go, this is an old car too. This is an 06. Imagine how much
So
wire
it's-
is in a
it's
new car.
Technically, the newest version of this car.
It is. But if this was one of the newer Civics, it'd be probably just as much as that, just under the dash.
Oh yeah. There's this much going to the fuel pump module.
So yeah, this one didn't matter as much, but you try and take your time getting each plug out like this. There's one that broke. But, most of these we took our time with a little clip tool and removed it. Obviously this one we don't need, but it sucks all of this for a few plugs. This one was corroded, this one was corroded, this one badly corroded. There's another one in the back, but there's like 50 feet of harness just for like half a dozen plugs. Just double checked everything. Everything is working, everything is good. Quite a bit more work than expected. A lot of wiring in here, a lot of changes. I won't go into details, but there were some extra things we had to do. This one's good. We can call him, tell him he's good to go. Now, I can't tell you long life if there is going to be any issues with the flood car. Everything was dry under here, but most Japanese cars are multi-layer material, which means this isn't just one slab of aluminum welded to that. They might be multiple layers in here, but it's like sandwiched together, and then the spot weld. So if something goes between here, long term, we don't know. It isn't something that we're expert in, but we fixed what was wrong. Actually dries very well. Obviously with the new clutch, they just feel so much nicer. The clutch is so silky smooth and light pedal pressure. That in itself makes the cars feel nice to drive, but everything is functioning. Everything was good. We called him. He's excited to get it back. He should be picking it up here in a couple of days. So it's going to be chilling here for a few more days until he gets it. But we've let it sit outside in the sun. We cleaned everything. Doesn't have any funny smells. This is something that bothers him. This never tried to mess around taking this chrome off. It's usually a headache. And what's happened is it's just wore off. So if you guys have tips to remove that and reinstall it, go ahead and comment below just for future people looking for that. Being an airbag, I tend to stay away from anything airbag related. Don't want to add anything or take anything off in case it causes an issue. I think sounds good. Anyway, this one is done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the like. We're at 79,000 subscribers. Of course, we're all trying to get to the magic 100 so we can get that play button and share it with you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your cars.